Welcome back to part 2 of Dodongo's Cavern Ocarina of Time walkthrough. We now, in our valiant attempt to save Hyrule, have to battle the Lizalfos one more time. So, same as last time, 2 of them in here, fight one at a time. Only difference is now the land is a little bit smaller and a bit easier to fall down into the lava below, so be careful. After defeating the second Lizalfos, the door to the room that we have not been into will open. Before going through that door, if you do need to, there are some recovery hearts that can be picked up in the room. And now we'll run through the hallway, and of course, shoot the eye one more time. Only this time, after jumping into the middle with the fires off, you'll have limited time to turn left and shoot another eye. If you don't go quick enough, the fire will return and we will get burned. Ouch! So continue on through. And if you look at your map, you'll notice there's a chest that we haven't opened, so go to the right, climb up there, and let's see what is inside. Yay, the bomb bag! We no longer are restrained to only being able to pick up bomb flowers. Now we can throw bombs from our own bag anywhere we choose to. As we make a right-hand turn, there'll be a switch on the floor here. Go and step on that. That will allow our pillar from the ground to move all the way up, allowing access to the top floor of the dungeon at any time. The sign here will give us a clue as to what we should do now. Giant red Dodongo. When it sees red, a new way to go will be open. So if you go to your right and run across the bridge, you'll see the giant red Dodongo that's been in the room in the middle with the closed mouth. And very conveniently, there's 2 holes right above where his eyes are, where we can drop a bomb down. So let's go and do that. The giant Dodongo's mouth has now opened and we can jump down and go through it. But before we do that, there's a bombable wall on the far side, which you'll notice there's a chest hidden behind it. I believe that chest will contain a Kokiri shield if your shield was burned up. Otherwise, it'll just have 5 rubies in it. So, go ahead and jump down, being careful not to get hurt, so we can do a rolling jump and I believe avoid damage here. Alright, since we now have bombs, we're going to head back into the room where we had the baby Dodongos before to grab a gold statula that we did not get before. We could have actually gotten him before. There was a bombable wall along the hallway here, but the only way to get it without having bombs is to use one of the baby Dodongos to explode as you kill him right in front of the wall. It's rather difficult, so easier just to get this one after we have the bomb bag. Upon entering the room, watch out for the 2 keys that are against the wall. If they get away and they fly through the fire, then they become fire keys as well. So, after defeating them, go ahead and collect token number 18. Now, in order to get it, you have to actually do a backflip because it's a little too high. So, face away from him using Z and the analog stick and A, going to do a backflip and grab the gold Statula token number 18. And now we're ready to run back through the mouth of the Dodongo. After entering the room here, we'll make the first right-hand turn. Watch out for the fire keys that are flying around. There's a few of them up there. We'll wind through this hallway here, going slightly uphill to a little bit of a higher part of the dungeon, and of course there's more fire keys here to be careful of. The best way to handle them is probably to just defeat them. I wasn't very successful at doing that here and took some damage. Once the fire keys have been dealt with, go ahead and jump all the way down to the very bottom. There'll be a couple blocks down here. They can just be left alone. You do not need to move them. Just use them to climb up onto to get to the other side. Once you get over there, you'll notice another wall that you can bomb. So jump up there and toss a bomb. And you'll see the place marked on the map where there's a hidden door behind it. That contains another gold stick. And just like the room with the compass, we'll have a statue here that we'll have to deal with. Best way of defeating him, just use 2 bombs. One to wake him up, and then a second one to defeat him. He can also be woken up using a sword strike, but I didn't have much success in doing that. This token can be grabbed without doing a backflip, so go ahead and collect token number 19, and then attempt to head on back out. Be warned, every time we leave the room and then come back in, the fire keys will magically come back, so you'll have to either kill them again or try to dodge them. Now, in order to get back to the main room where we came in through the mouth, we'll have to climb all the way up through these blocks. And then jump down below. There's 2 pots here on the left. The one farthest to the left will contain a fairy. So either use it to refill your life now, or if you have an open bottle, you can put the fairy in the bottle. In which case, upon death, you will be resurrected and all your life will be refilled. If you notice, when we first walked into the room, there was a switch on the middle of the floor. And if we jumped on it, would have opened the door, but then we'd have no way of holding the door open. So now we have that huge block to push down. So go ahead and move that block down into the middle of that hole, activating the switch, opening the door, and leaving the door open so we can then proceed through to the boss. Of course, be careful of the fire keys that are in the room as well. far side of the room contains a chest with bombs in it. Grab them if you like, and bomb the hole right in the very middle of the room. Well, thank you for joining me for our second part of Dodongo's Cavern. Please join me again for episode 14, where we will defeat King Dodongo.